All right, everybody. It is 3:30, which of course means it is time for one of our after-school STEM shows. If you're not familiar with these are shows we've been doing every single day at 3:30. Well, almost every single day at 3:30 for the better part of like 7, 8 months now. It's been a long time. And today is kind of a very special one, as longtime followers will know. Wednesdays are typically rabbit reading days, so we bring Orion or sometimes one of the other critters out to visit, and we read a children's story to that particular critter. And today we have a special person coming in to read. This is Spencer. And so Spencer is a new staff person here at the Headwaters Science Center, so he's making his debut on camera here, and you'll probably get to see more of Spencer, and especially if you come by and visit us, you'll definitely get to see more of Spencer. And of course, starting June 4th, so Friday the 4th, is going to be the start of our new schedule here at the Science Center. And so we've been closed lately on Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. We've been closed for the sake of bringing in field trip groups, but starting, like I said, June 4th, so that Friday, we're going to open up, and then we're not going to close again until Labor Day, basically. We're going to be open 7 days a week. So you'll have plenty of opportunities to come in and visit. Like I said, you might meet Spencer. You'll definitely meet Orion if you come in and visit. But I think, with no further ado, I will turn the keys over to Spencer, and Spencer looks like he's got a few books for you. So we'll see how many he actually gets through here. But he's brought some options with him.
Got options.
All right.
Hey guys, like Ryan said, I'm Spencer. I am new to the Science Center, and I look forward to seeing you guys coming out and seeing us and visiting with Orion. Today we're going to read A Mighty Fine Time Machine by Suzanne Bloom. Are you ready, Orion? Orion's ready. So, boys, said Sam, you've been bamboozled. Grant and Anthony didn't know what to say. They had just traded 20 yummy gummies and a bag of buggy boons for a time machine. It has no bells, no whistles, no switches, no horns, no knobs, no rocket blaster boosters, and the thing is no thingamabobs, said Sam. Believe it or not, Samantha, it's a do-it-yourself time machine, said Grant. Not only that, we have a how-to book and a treasure trove of whoosies and doozies, said Anthony. Sam knew they needed her help. So they dumped everything out. They sorted through all the doodads. They plotted and planned. They mixed and matched. They stood back and admired their work. It was a mighty fine machine. Mighty fine time machine, and it was ready to launch. As you can see, they put all the doodads and gizmos onto their new time machine. Grant set the dials to another time and place. Sam counted backwards. Anthony made blast-off noises. Flippers flapped, wings whapped, and nothing happened. We're still here, said Grant. It's still now, said Anthony. Maybe we've miscalculated, said Sam. Maybe it's not a rockety kind of time machine. It's rickety, said Grant. It's rackety, said Anthony. But definitely not rockety, they all agreed. Back to work, boys. As you can see, they're taking all their time machine apart, going back to the drawing board. They tinkered and they tweaked. They made some minor adjustments, and they stood back to admire their work. It was the best time machine ever, and it was ready to roll. Anthony spun the wheel of time. Samantha selected the location on the new mapometer, and Grant made a motor sound. It wobbled, it rocked, it rolled down the hill. We did it, we did it. We're moving, they cheered. You can see that they put it in a wagon. They put their time machine in a wagon. Now, probably, I don't know what you guys think, but I don't have a good feeling of how it's going to end for these guys. We'll find out. It zigzagged, it stopped, it toppled over. They tumbled out and took a look. It looks like we're still here, sighed Grant. It feels like we're still now, moaned Anthony. So it didn't work, it looks like. I'm hungry, said Grant. I'm tired, yawned Anthony. So they're kind of feeling like, let's try to do something else. You can see Anthony is eating the sandwich. They're kind of looking around, doing other things. Don't give up now, said Sam. Maybe we made a mistake. Maybe this isn't a time machine after all. Anthony said nothing as he was tracking dinosaurs. Grant didn't disagree. He was flying to the moon. As you can see, Anthony is looking through a book, looking at dinosaurs, and Grant is looking at a rocket ship sailing to the moon. Samantha went back to work. She fixed and patched. This is better than I thought, she said, and made some minor adjustments. As a matter of fact, it's brilliant. She stood back to admire her work. Mighty fine, she said to herself. She said, check it out, boys. It was the best do-it-yourself bookmobile anyone could ever imagine. As you can see, they were trying to make their bookmobile into a time machine when it was really just a bookmobile. And believe it or not, it worked. And you can see that they're all enjoying the wonderful world of reading and books. Well, what'd you think about that one, Orion? Did you like that one? Yeah, I really like that one too. Our next book is Sadie and the Silver Shoe by Jane Goodwin and illustrated by Ann Walker. Have you read this one yet, Orion? I have not. Sounds kind of exciting though. When Walter's clothes were too... Sadie had 3 brothers, Walker, Max, and Finn. They're all hanging out in the tree up there and having a good old time. When Walter's clothes were too small for him, they went to Max. When Max's clothes were too small, they went to Finn. And when they were too small for Finn, they went to Sadie. Sadie didn't mind, but some people did, like Annabelle at school. So she's got all kinds of hand-me-downs and wasn't really fitting in with the other kids at school. The only clothes Sadie got to pick were underwear and shoes. That's why Sadie loved shoes and new shoes. One day, Sadie saw the most beautiful shoes ever. You can see that she's looking through the window, looking at all the beautiful shoes. Sadie wore her new shoes everywhere. Her mom had gotten them a bit bigger so they would last longer. These are absolutely my most favorite shoes, said Sadie. See how they sparkle in the sun? Sadie put them on when they went for a picnic that weekend. They'll get dirty, said the mom. I'm going on an adventure, said Walker. Me too, said Max. Me too, said Finn. Yes, yes, I'll go, said Sadie. It was a good adventure. Until, what do you think? Where do you think they're going? They're kind of heading into the woods or into the water. And what does she have on? Uh-oh, her brand new sparkly shoes. Let's see what happens. Oh no, said Sadie. Sadie scrambled. Walter stumbled. Max slipped. Finn fell in. They all got very wet. But they didn't catch the shoe that fell in. It was swept down the creek, and like a shimmering silver fish, it was gone. So Sadie went on an adventure in the river, lost a shoe. Now she's walking home, maybe a little disappointed. Maybe you should have worn old shoes today, said Mom. I know, shouted Sadie. I know that. And she marched off very angry, in a very angry mood. You can see how maybe that could have been frustrating to lose your very favorite shoes. What could Sadie do with her one shoe left? You could plant a flower in it, suggested Walter. You could hold pencils in it, said Max. Hang it from your window, said Finn. Sadie loved her one shoe so much, she decided she would wear it anyway. At school, your shoes don't match, said Annabelle. And Sadie said, I don't care, because she loved that shoe so much. As you can see, she's got her one favorite sparkly shoe on, and then a mismatched pair of the other shoe. At school, the teacher made an announcement. Next Monday, a new girl is coming. Sadie, would you like to show her around? What would the new girl be like, Sadie wondered. This is the new girl kind of playing around by the ocean. The new girl's name was Ellie. Sadie showed her around, but Ellie wasn't looking at the playground or at the library or the cafeteria. Ellie was looking at Sadie's shoe. Was she going to say it don't match? Was she going to go and play with Annabelle? I have that exact same shoe, said Ellie. Really? Just one? Said Sadie. Is it right or left shoe? I'm not sure, said Ellie. Come to my house after school and we can look. So it looks like they're getting along, playing on the monkey bars. At Ellie's house, Sadie looked. She looked closer and closer, and she wondered, could it be? It wasn't as shiny, but... This was my shoe, said Sadie. My other absolute most favorite shoe. I found it at the beach near my old house, said Ellie. I thought it was a fish with shiny scales. Mom said that one shoe is useless, but I still kept it anyways. So what are the odds that Ellie finds Sadie's shoe? It must have been meant to be. They put the shoe on together on the bed. I'm glad I did, said Ellie. Would you like it back? Sadie thought for a moment. Does it fit you? She said. Yes, said Ellie. You can see him sitting on the bed, kind of discussing what to do with the sparkly favorite shoes. And from that day on, Sadie and Ellie wore their most favorite shoes everywhere. Sometimes Sadie wore them, sometimes Ellie wore them, and sometimes they wore one each. And that is the story of Sadie and the Silver Shoe. And that's all we have today for Reading with the Rabbits. And thank you for tuning in. I'll look forward to seeing you guys all come down to the Bemidji